Hi, everyone. Good morning from Central Australia, Alice Springs. This is episode 1307. It's Blind Magic in Alice Springs, and I am your presenter and host, Murray Stewart. I had a wonderful conversation this morning with a terrific friend of mine who now lives or continues to live in Victoria. Wow, he's done well. He's done so well. Like me, he has risen from the dungeon of a very, very unsatisfactory childhood to do very well. Yes, he's done extremely well. And my hat is well and truly off to him. You know, if I think about our respective backgrounds, I think of us now as being zookeepers. Yeah, we are. We're zookeepers. We are standing at the gate of a zoo to keep that wild animal that is, as a result of our past, well and truly in that zoo. So the people around us can benefit from our recovery, from our survival, and who also, therefore, can live wonderful lives. Yeah, that's the way I see it. That's absolutely the way I see it. But talking about the past, do you often think about where you were born and bred? You know, I don't give the hunter that much thought. But when there is bad weather around, it does focus our minds back from whence we came. And I have been thinking this morning of the Hunter Valley with that rain pelting down. My mind goes back to the middle 70s. Yeah, the middle 1970s when the Hunter and the Williams River rose dramatically. Whoa, was that a big, big flood? And I spoke to my beautiful friend Tracy this morning, and she tells me that the Hunter and the Williams are on the rise again. Plenty of rain, plenty of wind. So I think of you all this morning in the Hunter, and I hope you are all keeping as dry and as safe as you possibly can. Yeah, when those rivers get rising, the people of Maitland and the surrounding areas, they may need to evacuate and move to areas of a higher ground. Newcastle is relatively safe, as Newcastle is the port town for the Hunter Valley. So Newcastle itself should be okay. But yes, those in the Riverlands will need to keep a very, very close watch on the rising rivers and, of course, the sound of that pelting rain. You know, I don't yearn to go back to the Hunter. No, I don't, because I feel as if I did, I'd be going back to the cocoon. I left the Hunter Valley for very good reasons. To become independent, to become strong, and to move on from my childhood. And so I have. And if I don't, I don't want to sound as if I'm patting myself on the back, but I have done very well. I have. I have worked hard. I have therefore been able to purchase houses, cars, and provided my loved ones, therefore, with a roof over their head, with food in their mouths, and great forms of transport. What more can a man do, really? What more can a man do? So, having done all of that, I feel as if I have fulfilled my life's responsibilities. Responsibilities to myself, but mainly to my children and my loved ones. So, no, I don't feel as if I have any desire, want, or even need to return to the Hunter. But I do think very fondly of the people of the Hunter during these difficult times when there is pelting rain, because you do remember. Yeah, your mind does go back. And in terms of me being a zookeeper, keeping that wild animal within, that journey starts this Thursday, as I will be giving the first of my workshops, my Golden Hands workshops. And that workshop will be delivered to young fellas that are transitioning from prison out into the community. And my message, loud and clear to them, will be, thank you for being here, because in being here, you have chosen to go down the path of being a great father, a great partner, and a great community citizen. Because the decisions you make with and on behalf of your hands will dictate your path from here on. And I will then conduct a pledge between them and their hands. And that pledge will speak of love and not hate. It will speak of giving and not taking. It will also speak of nurture and not neglect, and of providing, not withholding. And it will also speak of caressing and not pushing, punching, hitting, striking, smacking, stabbing or strangling those that they love. And then we're going to go into the next session of the workshop, which will be to put together a checklist of all of the wonderful, wonderful things that they can do with their hands. And I want them to check in with that checklist at least once a month to make sure that they are on track. Because ultimately it's not about the saying, it's about the doing. And that's why I want them to tick off that checklist and see how many of those things, those beautiful things, that they have achieved with their hands over that monthly period. I'm hoping that they can tick at least 50% of all of the things that are within that checklist. If they're doing that, then they are worthy of saying out loud that they do have golden hands. We have got them wristbands, which says exactly that, my golden hands. But you need to be worthy of that honour. And if you're worthy of that honour, you are well and truly on the way to being, as I said, a great father, a great partner, and a great contributing member of our community. I am looking forward to it. I truly am. And this is my contribution to being that very, very strong zookeeper, keeping my lion, my tiger, tightly within the walls of the zoo. Yeah, making sure that I continue to break the cycle, which started way back in 1945 when my father was a little child in the back of a car being transported from pub to pub, whilst his mum and dad, my grandfather and grandmother, got smashed with alcohol and behaved very, very poorly. That then led to a violent and sadistic son, my father. So I have regarded it as my obligation, my responsibility to break the cycle. I believe I've achieved that up until now, and I need to keep working. And so the birth of the Golden Hands workshop, my contribution to ensuring that no other child goes through what myself and my identical twin brother went through. Yeah, this is my contribution. If I only save one child, I will be so vindicated. I will. All right, folks, this has been episode 1307, a Blind Magic Communications production.